promise, Lord, we pray that everything that's done and said in our personal life and, Lord, in this city is done within accordance to your will, Lord. Lord, we ask you to go with us now as we go through this meeting and everything done said be pleasing unto you. All these things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll entertain a motion for approval of the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second motion.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor? Roll call.
Mayor Wesson,
Here.
Councilmember McLean,
Here.
Councilmember Moody,
Here.
Councilmember Robinson,
Here.
Councilmember Stubblefield,
Here.
Councilmember Twyman,
Present.
all present.
Old business, committee reports. Michael.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, at this time, Chief McClellan will give our monthly police report.
Summary activities investigated 137 incidents and 105 offenses. We made 38 criminal arrests. Total accidents we had this month was 13. We issued 230 citations and we served 4 criminal warrants.
Also want to make an announcement that our new city magistrate started to work today. And we are happy about that. Council Stubblefield. Council Moody.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to add also,
Yes.
that I did talk with Carl Hager today.
Yes.
We have the location where we're going to place that speed breaker
Yes.
over on 15th.
Yes.
So that meeting went well. He knows where we're going to put it. So that's on the agenda for the upcoming week or so. Get that in.
Thank you. And you'll follow up with Harper to make sure that.
I'll make sure they know.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Mayor.
Okay, we'll entertain a motion for approval of the minutes for the regular scheduled meeting held on December 20th, 2016.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor? New business, nothing to report at the industrial site. Item 2 on the list is need a motion for approval to proceed with a pre-application grant process for a DECA funds. This is for continued improvements of the Childersburg Liberty Trail project here in town. These funds, the matching monies, any money that would be required, are already in hand due to a donation from a second party. Entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve.
Second motion.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor? All right, need a motion to approve the invoices in the amount of $52,303.38.
I make a motion to approve the invoices.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor? Motion to adjourn to reconvene for a town hall meeting.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second motion.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor? Anyone like to come forward and address the council? Yes, sir.
I'll talk to Councilman Stubblefield and complain about, the project that's going on at the end of Odell Drive. We're just trying to, and all the neighbors really are asking about, the log trucks that are coming through the neighborhood, newly paved road. Just trying to see if there's steps in place, what the plans are, what they're gonna do. We've heard rumors of an apartment complex and all this and that. So we're just trying to see if the city knows anything about what's happening or if there's any plans to address that.
We have had contact with Mr. Charles Jennings, who is the owner of that property, and we have been doing some investigating, and towards the property zoned that wouldn't permit apartments, multifamily dwellings, unless they petition the Planning and Zoning Commission for an adjustment, which that'd be a step they would have to go through. Other than that, they have not had any contact with the city that I'm aware of, and so far what he's doing is cutting timber off a property he owns. Now, I would like to ask the chief to make contact with them and see if we couldn't get the proper signage on the road that log trucks are entering the road, so that everyone knows that. I think he's now using 15th Avenue. Yes, also, so if we would look at that and make sure we get the proper signage in place. But as far as any other contact with Mr. Jennings, we haven't had any conversation. Wish I could tell you more, but that's all we know.
Can't won't talk to anybody.
No, it's tough to catch them up there.
It is.
Yeah, but, you know, if before he proceeds with anything, everyone knows this, there's permits that have to be in place before you can do any building, and he would have to seek those permits from the city. And so, I'm sure he will have contact at some point or another, but unless he's just up there logging.
Right.
And like I said, he owns 34 acres up there.
I know his realtor and he intends to sell it.
He intends to sell it? Okay. Well, that's something I didn't know, so thank you.
We told Mr. Downs he was gonna build apartments. Told Randy Downs he was gonna build apartments.
No, you can get told of his realtor, which is Ron Comer,
Right, okay.
Okay,
Realty First.
thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Anyone else wish to judge, counsel?
Just to update you on our Kiwanis part, last time I was here, I think, we were gonna, drill some holes and get the fence up. We do have everything in, it's at Home Depot. Our plans are to drill holes on Friday the 13th, so maybe it won't be a bad day.
Okay.
So our plans are to get the holes drilled for the post and have a work day the next day,
Okay.
put the fence up around the Kiwanis farm.
This Saturday?
13.
January 13th, that's a week from this Friday.
Yeah.
So, the fencing didn't come in time before the first 2 years. Could y'all give us an update, Jake, on the new bridge? Y'all know anything about that?
Well, I did talk with some of the state officials, and they're telling me that the plan right now, and of course, y'all know how this has been going with this bridge for several years. The plan right now is the bids will be let this month or the 1st of February, and that being the case, that would put the work starting sometime around 1st of May, is what they're saying. I do know that some of the folks that were having to move have already got out and moved. The flower shop has moved, and Earl Weston has moved downtown in his place, and BJ's got a plan in place. So I know those folks have they've moved forward with monies to them to help them relocate. So, but that's the latest we're hearing, and duration of about 24 months. So it's gonna be a while, guys.
Is that gonna affect any business or any of the structures on I guess that would be the southbound end going there, westbound?
There's an empty building that's gotta be moved, and I think it also affects
Carl
Latta's
that first row.
first row of rentals
Right.
there. And luckily, our water tower is gonna be okay by about 45, 50 feet, so.
We have to remove the flagpole and move
All of that's gotta be moved, and we're gonna try to meet with them and get all that in writing up front of how that's gonna happen and what they're gonna be able to do to help us move that, and so that we can get it back in place and have something that looks nice.
How will it affect the interest First Street, Ninth Street, and the water?
Well, our understanding is there's gonna be turning lanes in and out. Just like going in and out of Fayetteville, they're gonna be in and out of Childersburg. That's why they're telling me everything's gotta move. That project's gonna take up 60 more feet of space, and that's why everything's gotta move back for these turning lanes.
We'll be
turning lanes going into First Street as well as going out towards Fayette?
Yeah, you know, we've got a little bit of one turns in now in front of the Exxon, but, there's gonna be, more of a turning lane in and out where, try to alleviate some of the red light, traffic there, and y'all know, turning into Fayetteville, that's why Earl and the things at that end, they gotta turn so that have access to that.
They got a bill?
Also, if you want businesses downtown to come to downtown, you're gonna want an easy accessibility to the downtown main street.
Yes, and that should give us that,
Should be better, more.
yeah.
Is that going to, which you might not know this, but that intersection that they're gonna put right there where the flower shop and all that's located, is that going to be a red lighted intersection eventually?
I can't answer that question.
That's what
I'd be guessing.
Of course, most of it's just gonna be constructed, and we're gonna stay on 280 the way we are for a long while. Till I guess till the end, till they tie it all back together. But
We're gonna have to try to have some follow-up meetings with them, you know, when we get really closer, so that we can understand a little bit more about what their whole plan is, and, the timetable. That's quite a long time. I hope it's a little bit shorter than that, but, I guess they're probably being conservative and estimating on the high side, I hope.
I guess we've had every major bridge in our town built in our lifetime. We went around a lot of detours.
Give them credit though, that one needs.
No, it does.
Yes. Anyone else want to address the council? If not, I'll entertain a motion to reconvene and adjourn.
Make a motion to reconvene.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor? The next regular meeting will be held on January 17th at 6 p.m. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
second,
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?